Hello all, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will go through the migration of GPO from local on-premises environment to Microsoft Intune Cloud. So over last 20 years, group policy object has been the absolute standard for configuring Windows devices in the enterprise environment. But as we are moving towards modern management, legacy GPOs have some disadvantage. They require a direct line of sight to a domain controller, and they operate on a fire and forget model. Means there is no built-in reporting to tell you if a device actually received the policy or not. Also, if a device is trying to contact a distant domain controller over a slow network, the end user will hit a massive boot and sign-in delay, also a policy applying delay on the device. So today we are having the legacy AD connection behind and standardizing our environment with Microsoft Intune. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how to migrate your existing on-premises GPOs directly to the cloud using Group Policy Analytics. So in this video, we will not just clicking buttons in a portal, we are going to dive deep into the architecture of Configuration Services Provider or CSP. Unlike GPO, CSP have a dedicated result channel that reports directly back to Intune. I will show you exactly how these settings apply to both the device scope and the user scope, and we will prove it by verifying the registry on end user devices. So let's dive in. So this is my test lab domain controller where I have created three group policy. The policy names are demo underscore helpdesk underscore lockdown, demo underscore OneDrive Lockdown, demo security baseline. So in this video, we will migrate all these three policy to Intune by the group policy analytics. So the demo helpdesk lockdown policy, we have three settings, that is prohibit access to control panel and PC settings. So the end user should not be able to open the control panel and PC settings on the devices. The second setting, that is prevent access to the command prompt. User should not have access to open command prompt and use any commandlet. And the third policy is remove task manager. So if we right click on the taskbar, we generally get the task manager option. So we have removed that task manager option from the taskbar. So when user will right click on the taskbar, they should not be able to click on task manager option. So this is another policy, that is prevent the usage of OneDrive for the file storage. So this policy, like OneDrive lockdown policy, to prevent users from syncing personal files. So the policy, that is demo security baseline. This is our security baseline policy. We have configured a machine level GPO to completely deny access to all removable storage devices. So now we will see how to export the policies. So if we right click on it, those policies, we will see a save report option. And if we click on that, we will get an option to save that policy as an XML file. So here we are doing the same for all the three policies. This is the second policy that we have saved. and we are also saving the security baseline policy. Please keep note that we must save this policy as an XML file. And when we save this file as an XML file, this policy as an XML file, we can see that all the policy settings that we configured is stored on this XML file. If we click on edit, we can see this, all the settings. Now we have completed the saving of the local AD or local GPO policies on XML file. So once we go to Intune console, we will click on device. Under manage device, we will see group policy analytics. So here we need to first import the XML file that we saved in our local policy. So once we click on create policy or sorry, import policy, so we will get this window where it is asking to upload GPO file, means the file that we saved as an XML, we have to upload here. Please note, if you have multiple policies, you can upload them all here at a time. So we now select all the 3 policies that we have saved and we will click on upload. Let's click on next. We are keeping as a default scope, and if you see, all the 3 GPO files showing here. We'll click on create. So it is showing as import completed. So all the 3 XML that we have imported in Intune, you can see it is showing as successfully imported. So once we upload this file and it is successfully uploaded to Intune, Intune will do a policy analysis and we will see the MDM support column, like this column will show how many of our settings and policies are also available in Microsoft Intune to migrate from GPOs to Intune setting on a 1:1 basis. So if you see the columns, there are few columns like the group policy name. So this column is automatically generated using the information in GPO. Active Directory target, if those policies, the local policies was already targeted to AD group or any OU. So the target is automatically generated using the OU targeted information in the GPO. And there is an column that we already discussed, that is MDM support. So the column MDM support represent, like this will show the percentage of group policy settings there's a GPO have the same settings in Intune. So this MDM support column will tell us like how many settings that we configured in local policy is also available in Intune. If it's showing 100%, means all the policy that we configured in local policy is available on Intune. And if you see the first policy, that is default domain policy, it is showing at 47%. So there are few settings on that policy that is not available in Intune. That's why it is showing the percentage. So the percentage should tell us whether the settings in the GPO, all the settings, can we use it on the Intune or not. According that, the percentage created in the Intune portal. As these policies are 100%, that's why there is no unknown settings is available. But if we see for default domain policy, if we click on view, there are few unknown settings, means these settings are not available in Intune portal, but it's certainly available in local AD GPMC console. So after imported the policy, the settings that are available in Intune, we can create a settings catalog policy and then deploy the policy to our managed devices. Once the migration is done, like once the imported is done, we can select the GPO that we want to migrate to Intune by clicking on the migrate button. Let's see how to do that. We need to select the policies that we want to migrate and click on this migrate button. So once we click on this migrate button, it is showing the settings name. As previously told that it create settings catalog policy. So these are the policies that Intune will create on the portal. So from here, you can choose what are the policy you want to migrate, and also you can select all the policies. So these are the settings that will be created on Intune portal. We also need to give a new settings catalog profile name. So we need to click on next. Here we will give a settings catalog profile name. Here we are giving the settings catalog profile name. We have given as Intune GPO migration. Click on next. Scope tag is default. Right now we are not doing the assignment. We will do the assignment later. And once we click on next, we can see the details of the settings and the details of the settings catalog profile that we have created just now. Now we will click on deploy. So the migration is processed and Intune is showing the migration is successful. Now here the path is device. You have to go into portal, then you need to click on device. Then manage device. Under configuration tab, we can find the name with Intune GPO migration, the policy name we have created. And if you see, as we told previously, the policy type is showing as settings catalog, and as we have not yet assigned it to any of the device, it is showing as 0. And if we click on configuration settings, it is showing all the settings that we have imported or migrated to imported and then migrated to Intune portal. So we have successfully now migrated all the policies, and now this settings catalog policy is ready to test on a purely Entra managed devices. So we will now deploy this policy, creating a group, and we will add our test device, that is pure Entra managed device, and we will deploy. Now we are creating a group where we will add our test device to deploy the settings that we have just now migrated from on-premises group policy to Intune settings catalog. We are creating a group name here. Intune GPA testing. We will add a member. So here we will search our test device. So this is our test device, which we will select, and we will create the group. The group creation is successful now. This is our group. Now we will do that policy assignment on this test group. We will click on configuration. Under configuration, we will find our policy, that is Intune GPO migration, and in the assignment tab we will add the group that we just now created. So click on add group and then search the group name, select the group name, click on select, then review and save. The policy assignment is done from Intune portal. This is our test device. We will force a sync on the device. Click on settings. As of now, you can see the policy is not yet applied. That's why we are able to open the settings. Once the policy applied, we will not able to open the settings. Click on sync. So now we are on our test device. As you see, the sync is successful, and we are trying to open the CMD, and it is clearly showing the command prompt has been disabled by your administrator. Also right click on the taskbar. It is not giving us the task manager option which we were configured on our policy. Also there was a policy to block control panel from end user, and when we are clicking on control panel, you see it is showing clearly there is a restriction that restricted user to open the control panel. Also if you see, if we click on OneDrive, it is simply blocking the OneDrive. It is not launching the OneDrive shortcut. So this is the location where the Intune policy is storing the settings that we have created and deployed on these devices. So if we look under this registry path, we can clearly see how Intune separates our migrated policies by scope, machine-wide scope and user-wide scope. The machine-wide scope, like our USB and security baseline, are stored globally under device node. Meanwhile, our user-targeted helpdesk restriction, like blocking the control panel and command prompt, are mapped directly under the specific user ID logged into those devices. This proved the MDM engine maintained our exact on-prem architecture. Let's go through the registries. This is the path of the registry. This is one of our settings. This is a system level settings, device level settings. That's why it is showing under device. If we click on the next settings, that is local policy security option, it is showing us the interactive logon machine policies. If we click on security, there are some policies regarding security that we have created for OneDrive. Now this is the SID of the user that is login to the device, and if you see, these are the settings that we have created for user profile. This is the task manager disable policy. Disable task manager ADMX instance data, and this is the policy to restrict the CMD from end. So in this video, we took legacy on-premise group policy, pushed it through Intune group policy analytics, deployed via the settings catalog, and moved the exact MDM delivery locally in the registry. You no longer need a line of sight to a domain controller to keep your endpoint locked down. But seeing the registry keys is only half of the story. How exactly does Intune translate a 15-year-old ADMX file into a modern configuration? And without GP update force, how does the cloud instantly wake your machine over the internet to apply these settings? In the next video, we are going under the hood, where we will be breaking down the exact architecture of configuration service provider, CSP, ADMX-backed policies, and the Windows push notification service, WNS, that makes modern things possible. If this deep dive helped you out, hit the like button, subscribe the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you all.